The old abandoned house stood as a dark silhouette against the setting sun, its broken windows and peeling paint giving off an eerie vibe. Rose's car pulled up in front of the house, the gravel crunching beneath the tires as she hesitated before opening the door and stepping out. Her long red hair flowed behind her in the gentle breeze, a stark contrast to the desolate scene before her. Determination gleamed in her emerald green eyes as she clutched the old, worn journal to her chest, the key to unlocking the secrets of the house she had inherited from a distant relative. Rose took a deep breath, steeling herself for the journey ahead, and with a shaky hand, she inserted the key into the rusty lock and turned it with a creaking sound resonating through the still air, sending shivers down her spine. As Rose stepped over the threshold of the house, a musty smell assaulted her senses, and the dim light filtering through the dust motes revealed a grand staircase in front of her, climbing up to the unknown. She swallowed back her fear and pressed forward, the floorboards groaning under her weight. On the third step, she felt a sudden chill and heard a faint whisper, sending a jolt of alarm through her. Ignoring her rising unease, Rose ascended the staircase, each step echoing in the empty house like a foreboding drumbeat. The flickering candle she held cast dancing shadows on the walls, and as she reached the top, a door loomed ominously in front of her, seemingly beckoning her to uncover the mysteries hidden within. With a trembling hand, Rose pushed open the door and stepped into a dilapidated room with tattered curtains fluttering in the draft. The walls were lined with old paintings, their subjects' eyes following her every move. The journal in her hand seemed to pulse with a life of its own, guiding her to a dusty old desk covered in cobwebs. She opened the yellowed pages, revealing page after page of cryptic symbols and strange drawings. As she delved deeper into the journal, the candle flickered wildly, and a sudden gust of wind extinguished its flame, plunging the room into darkness. But before Rose could react, she felt a cold hand brush against her cheek, and a whispered voice filled the room, chilling her to the core. The malevolent entity that resided within the house had awoken, its presence growing more powerful with each passing moment. Unseen forces began to toy with Rose's mind, distorting her perception of reality. Whispers echoed in the empty rooms, shadows danced in the corners of her vision, and malevolent laughter reverberated through the walls. Rose's strength wavered as she grappled with the realization that she may never escape the clutches of the dark force that sought to consume her. Cornered and helpless, Rose found herself at the mercy of the entity that had haunted her every step since she entered the house. The walls seemed to close in around her, the air thick with the stench of decay and despair. In a moment of despair, Rose sank to her knees, the weight of her fear and uncertainty crushing her spirits. She sobbed, no longer able to fight against the darkness that threatened to swallow her whole, resigned to her grim fate. In her darkest hour, as tears streamed down her face, Rose had a sudden realization. The journal, the key to unlocking the secrets of the house, bore the answers to thwarting the malevolent spirit. With renewed determination, Rose picked herself up from the cold, unforgiving floor and clutched the journal to her chest. Its pages whispered secrets of protection and salvation, urging her to stand firm in the face of evil. Drawing on the courage she didn't know she possessed, Rose forged a plan to confront the spirit and put an end to its reign of terror once and for all. Knowledge from the journal and her unwavering resolve, Rose pressed forward to face the entity that had tormented her. As she stood in the heart of the dark presence, a blazing light emerged from the pages of the journal, forming a shield of pure energy around her. The malevolent spirit recoiled, its cries of agony filling the room as Rose chanted ancient words of power, banishing the entity back to the depths of the house where it belonged. The old abandoned house trembled as the darkness was expelled, the curse broken at last. In the aftermath, as the dust settled and the sun rose on the horizon, Rose emerged from the house, her red hair glowing in the dawn's light. With a sense of accomplishment and a newfound strength in her heart, she walked away from the shadows of the past, leaving the house and its dark history behind. But as Rose drove off into the sunrise, a faint whisper brushed against her ear. a reminder that not all was as it seemed, and the echoes of the malevolent entity lingered on, a haunting melody that would follow her wherever she went. And so, the story of Rose and the cursed house ended with a tantalizing uncertainty, leaving the audience to ponder the true nature of the evil that still lurked in the shadows.